Hey guys, and welcome back for another Slo Flo. For today's session, you're not going to need anything at all, just some space on the floor, a mat if you have one, and whenever you're ready, come and join me in Tadasana and we'll begin. So if you come to the center of your mats, and we're just going to begin with some lateral stretches and twists. So finding yourself in Tadasana, feet are hip distance apart, lift the toes, spread them, press them firmly into the ground. Think about tucking the tailbone under, engaging through the legs, rolling those shoulders back and down, sucking the navel back and in, and just take a nice deep breath all the way in through the nose and blow out through the mouth. We're going to take 2 more deep breaths, and as you do that, think about lifting everything up, extending through the crown of your head, and as you exhale, just let everything go. One more. Exhale. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale as we lift our right arm up all the way to the ceiling, reaching up tall, feel that stretch in the side body, and as you exhale, we're just going to hang over to the left and take 3 deep breaths. Inhaling as you lift through that armpit, exhaling to just reach a little further. Really breathe into those ribs, feel the wave of the body as you lift and lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale to come all the way back up to center, switching over the sides, take the left arm up high, reaching up tall, feel that stretch and extension. Exhale as you reach all the way over to the right. Again, breathing into the armpit, maybe just lifting as you inhale. Exhale to reach a little further. 2 more. 1 more. Exhale. Inhale all the way back to center. Take the arms out wide, and we're just going to wrap the arms around the body as we twist to look behind. A couple of rotations each side, and just let the arms just fall wherever they need to fall. 1 more each side. And then come all the way back to center. Find yourself in Tadasana again. We're going to inhale as we lift all the way up, extended Tadasana, soften the knees, hinge at the hips, and come all the way down into your Uttanasana forward fold. And we'll take a ragdoll variation. So take opposite hand to opposite elbow, draw the chest over the knees, maybe bend the knees more than normal, and just let the crown of the head hang towards the floor. Swing from side to side, get into those glutes, those hips, the hamstrings, and your lower back. Take a few deep breaths all the way in. Exhale. And then just release the hands to the floor. From here, take the hands on top of your feet, and as we inhale, we're going to halfway lift, straightening the legs, sending the hips back, and finding a nice flat back parallel position to the floor with our chest. Neck is nice and neutral, and as we exhale, we're going to melt forwards, folding the body back over those legs. And then we're going to lift 2 more times. So inhale to lift, send the hips back, squeeze the shoulders, find that flat back tabletop position. Exhale to fold. 1 more time, inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. And then bringing the hands to the floor, we're going to come into a crouch. So inhale as you lift the heels off the floor, knees to chest, nose to knees. Exhale to fold up into that forward fold, extending through the back of the legs, feeling that hamstring stretch. Inhale to crouch. Exhale to fold. 1 more. Inhale to crouch. Exhale to fold. From here, we're going to walk ourselves into a low lunge. So right foot is going to come forwards, left foot is going to go back to the back of the mat, dropping the back knee to the floor. We're going to inhale as you reach the heart forwards, roll those shoulders back and down, open up that left hip flexor. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale. 2 more deep breaths. One more. As we exhale, this time we're going to pull back into half split. So stacking the left hip above the left knee, opening up the right leg and flexing the toes back towards the nose. Reaching nose for toes. You're going to inhale to lift and lengthen, exhale to fold. And just take 2 more deep breaths. On that second deep breath, let the left hand stay on the floor, and then inhale as you lift and twist to the right with the right hand up towards the ceiling. Feeling that stretch transfer down the side of the hip, outside of the leg. Take 2 more deep breaths. And then as you exhale, release that hand to the floor. Come through into that low lunge position. Feel that stretch just for one more time briefly in the hip flexor. And then as you exhale, step back to down facing dog. Spread the fingers, soften the knees, and we're just gonna pulse through the shoulders. So think about pulling the shoulder blades apart, lengthening through the tailbone to find a nice long neutral spine, and just pushing the crown of the head towards the floor a few times. And then when you're ready, just pedal out through the feet, opening up the calves, the hips, the hamstrings, the ankles, and the toes. And then when you're ready, we're gonna take a body flow. So inhale, roll forwards, drop the hips, look up, find cobra, and just spend a moment or two there, opening up the front body. If you need to, you can always come down to Sphinx, wherever you are comfortable today. Just take a few deep breaths. You can rock from side to side, you can stay still. Just squeeze the glutes, squeeze the inner thighs, point the toes, support that lower back. And then when you're ready, exhale, push back to extended child's pose. Take a nice deep breath in. Feel the expansion across your upper back. Feel your shoulder blades separate. And as you exhale, relax down into the floor. On the next inhale, we're going to come up onto our hands and knees. Exhale, push back to down facing dog. And then we're going to repeat that sequence on the other side. So right foot comes through in between the hands, left foot comes through, right leg stays behind, right knee to the floor. Find yourself in that low lunge position. Roll those shoulders back and down, eye gaze forwards, feel that hip flexor open on the right side. And then when you're ready, 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. And as you exhale, pull back into that half split. So stacking that right hip above the right knee, straightening the left leg, flexing the toes back towards you. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale, reach nose towards toes. Hold for 2 more deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale, keep that right hand grounded. Inhale as you lift and twist with your left hand up towards the ceiling. 2 more deep breaths. Exhale, release that hand. Step back to down facing dog. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do my child's pose here. Obi, off. Go on, off. Go to bed. Step back to down facing dog. Just take a moment to reset, open up the hips, the calves, the hamstrings. Go on, away, bedtime. And then when you're ready, we're going to take that body flow. So inhale, roll forwards, drop the hips, look up, find cobra, squeeze the glutes, and then exhale as you push back to that extended child's pose. This time we're going to walk the hands as we exhale all the way over to the left. Find a stretch in the right side body. Take 2 deep breaths. And then inhale as you walk the hands all the way back to center. Walk the hands all the way as you exhale over towards the right. And take another 2 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale, walk the hands all the way back to center. And then just slowly come back up onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes, press back to down facing dog. And we're going to come through into that low lunge again. So stepping the right foot through between the hands this time, dropping the back knee to the floor. We're going to inhale as we reach the heart forwards. Exhale to pull back. So we're limbering now into those poses. And then inhale to lift and twist. Exhale, release. Inhale back to low lunge. Step back to down facing dog and repeat on the other side. So left foot comes through. find your low lunge. Inhale to find your low lunge. Exhale to pull back into half splits. Inhale to lift and twist. Exhale, release. Inhale, come back to your low lunge. Step back to down facing dog and take a body flow. So inhale, roll forwards, drop the hips, look up, find cobra. And then exhale as you push back onto your hands and knees. And we're gonna do 5 cat-cows. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to inhale as we squeeze the shoulder blades together, dip the tummy towards the floor and look up towards the ceiling. Exhale as we round through the spine, pressing the ground away, pulling the shoulder blades apart and finding that angry cat position, sucking the navel back and up. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. Use your breath to guide you through the transitions. Find a spinal wave, so move slowly between the two, vertebrae by vertebrae. Moving at your own pace. Feeling the extension at each end. Testing your limits. One more each way. And then just slowly walk the hands to the front of the mat. And we're going to come into heart melting pose. So not quite as deep as puppy pose. We're just going to pull back towards the heels as we literally melt our chest in towards the ground. And just open up those shoulders. Just take 3 deep breaths. As you exhale, let the chest melt a little bit deeper, let the shoulders open a little bit further. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale, and then slowly come up onto your hands and knees again. From here, we're going to thread the needles. So we're going to inhale with our right hand up towards the ceiling, and then exhale as we thread the arms through and under, out towards the left, bringing the right shoulder to the floor, looking out underneath the right armpit. Take 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then inhale as you come all the way back up. And we're going to repeat on the left side. So inhale as you lift and twist with the left hand up towards the ceiling. Exhale as you thread that arm through and under, out towards the right, bringing that left shoulder to the floor, looking out underneath the right armpit. Take 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly come back up onto your hands and knees. From here, we're going to take ourselves all the way down to the floor in a prone position on your tummies. And take the arms out wide. So we're coming into a prone scorpion pose. So taking the arms out wide in a T-shaped position, we're going to inhale as we lift the left leg up and over as we exhale toward the right, opening up that right shoulder, taking the left hand underneath the left shoulder and pressing into the ground. You can just press a little bit deeper into the stretch. Take 2 more deep breaths. Exhale completely on that second deep breath, and then inhale as you come all the way back up to center. Exhale, release the legs, switch sides. Left hand goes out wide, right hand comes underneath. Inhale to lift and reach with that right leg all the way up and over to the left. As you exhale, press the shoulder into the ground, open up that left shoulder. Take 2 deep breaths. Inhale as you come all the way back up to center. Staying in that prone position now, we're just going to reach back with our right hand to right foot, coming into half frog. So you can flip the grip if you want to, bringing that heel in towards the glute, pulsing a few times, and then holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release and switch sides. So left hand comes back to left foot, Pulse the heel in towards that glute a few times, and then hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. From here, we're going to push back to extended child's pose, but we're going to come into a prayer hands variation. So sitting back on your heels, we're going to take the elbows to the floor, palms together, and walk the elbows forwards as we pull back towards our heels in our hips. We're going to dig those elbows into the ground and open up the triceps. Press the hands together, pull back into the armpits, and just take a couple of deep breaths as you find that stretch down the back of the arms and maybe across the top of the back too. If you want to add movement to it, you could tap your little finger to the floor and then thumb to the back of the neck. Just gently easing into those triceps. And then maybe even hold the thumb to the back of the neck. One more deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly come up onto your hands and knees. We're going to come into hero pose now. So taking the knees together, you can either sit back on your heels, or if mobility allows, take the feet out to the side and find your bum down in between that gap that you've just created with your feet. You shouldn't feel any pain in the knees. You should just feel the stretch in the quads and nowhere else. From here, we're going to take the right hand up high and the left hand out to the side. We're coming into cow face arms. Taking the hands back behind us, we're going to try and interlink the fingers, clasp the hands together, and then just hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release, and switch sides. So left hand goes up high, right hand comes up and back behind, and then you're taking that left hand down to meet those right fingertips behind you. See if you can interlace the fingers. You can use a strap or just do a tricep stretch if you prefer, and then hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. From here, we're going to come back up into our down facing dog position. So take your hands to the front of the mat, tuck the toes, press back into that down facing dog. And we're going to find ourselves working through a lizard lunge, monkey twist and pigeon. So from here, press into the ground, find your nice long extended spine as you inhale, exhale, push your heels towards the floor. As we inhale, we're going to step the right foot outside of the right hand, stepping into a low lizard lunge. So dropping the back knee to the floor, reaching the heart forward, sending that right knee out to the side, but keeping those toes glued. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And if you want to, you can even press against that knee with the right hand just to open up the hip a little deeper. 2 more deep breaths. And then when you're ready, we're going to take that right hand up and over, right back, grabbing the left foot, bringing the heel in towards the glute and pulsing it a few times. Option to just hold here, or if you want to come down into monkey twist, take the hand slightly further down to that ankle, flex the foot back in the hand, roll over onto the knife edge of that right foot, come down onto your forearm and kick back as you look over your right shoulder. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax that leg. Come back with your hands to the mat. Step back to down facing dog and maybe even send that leg straight up into a 3-leg down facing dog. So right leg is high to the sky. Bend at the knee. Take a little hip twist. Play with that area of mobility and flexibility. And then when you're ready, we're going to come through into pigeon. So bringing that right leg through all the way at a 45-degree angle to the front of the mat, sliding the left leg back, untucking the toes, and finding yourself in a nice level hip position. Press into the ground as you lift. Inhale, as you lift. And if you need to use a block or cushion underneath that left bum cheek, you can. Just make sure your hips are nice and level. As you exhale, melt the body forwards over that front leg. And come down into your sleeping pigeon pose. Take 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly come all the way back up. Hands under shoulders. Step back to down facing dog as you exhale. Pedal out the feet, and we'll take a body flow between repeating that sequence. So inhale as you roll forwards, drop the hips, look up, find cobra. And then exhale as you tuck the toes and press back to down facing dog. From here, take the left foot outside of the left hand as you inhale, reach the heart forwards, drop that knee to the floor. Find yourself in that lizard lunge position. So again, just spend a bit of time there, maybe even press out on that left knee with your left hand and take 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then we're taking that left hand up and over, reaching back for that right foot, bringing the heel in towards the glute. And then if you want to, you've got the option of holding it there or taking the hand down to the ankle, flexing the foot back, coming down onto the forearm if you prefer, and letting that left leg roll over onto the knife edge as you kick back into the right hand. Look over that left shoulder, monkey twist. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release that arm, and then come back to your 3-leg down facing dog. So step that left foot straight up and back into your 3-leg down facing dog. Bend at the knee, find that hip twist, play with the flexibility and range of motion there. And then when you're ready, bring that knee all the way through to the front of the mat, setting yourself up in pigeon pose. Untucking the right toes, setting yourself up in a nice level hip position. Remember, use a block or cushion if you need to. Inhale as you press through the ground, lift yourself up, open up that right hip flexor. And then as you exhale, melt the body forwards over that front leg, bringing yourself all the way to the floor. And taking 3 deep breaths in sleeping pigeon. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly bring the hands back underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, step back to down facing dog, and we'll walk the hands all the way in towards the feet, coming into a forward fold, and then slowly bringing yourself down into a seated position on your mat. From here, just take the feet straight out in front of you, flex the toes back towards you, pull the fleshy bits of your bum out from underneath your sit bones. Inhale as you lift and lengthen, exhale as you reach forwards, folding all the way over into that seated forward fold. Think about bringing your chest towards your thighs, nose towards your toes, and just take 5 deep breaths. With every inhale, see if you can find a little bit more length. With every exhale, see if you can fold a little bit deeper. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly inhale as you come all the way up. We're going to slide ourselves just slightly further forwards. Take our fingertips behind us. So take your hands behind you, fingertips pointing away. And we're going to come into the rack. So feet can be either bent like mine, or you can straighten them out in front of you, whatever you need to. Just think about lifting through that chest, pulling those shoulders back and letting the head hang as you find that stretch across the front of the chest, down the arms, into the top of the shoulders. You can let the head hang all the way back if you want. Just take 3 deep breaths, opening up the heart. Last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly inhale as you come all the way back up. We're going to come down into a supine position now. So come all the way onto your backs. Bring your knees in towards your chest and just hug them with both arms. Rock from side to side. Massage that lower back. Just spend a moment or two enjoying that feeling. Then when you're ready, just take the hands out to the side, palms facing down in a T-shaped position, and think about gluing those shoulders into the floor. As you exhale, drop the knees all the way over to the left. And as you inhale, lift and twist your head to look toward the right. So knees are in the opposite direction of your face. You can let gravity do the work. You can press down on the outer thigh, or you can extend that top leg and cradle it in the opposite hand. Wherever you need to be, just take 3 deep breaths. The last deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then slowly inhale as you lift your head and your knees back to center. And we're going to repeat on the other side. So exhale as you drop the knees all the way over to the right. Inhale to lift and twist the head to look toward the left. And you can press down on the outer thigh, extend that top leg, cradle it in the opposite hand. Just take 3 deep breaths. When you've taken those 3 deep breaths, just gently bring your knees all the way up, back to center. Hug them in tight, rock from side to side, massage that lower back. Take a nice deep breath in as you lift nose to knees, crunch, and then exhale as you melt back. And then whenever you're ready, just roll over onto the right side of your body. Slowly come all the way up to seated, finding yourself in the center of your mat. Take one final deep inhale as you lift the hands up above the head, palms together at the top. And as you exhale, bringing the hands to the forehead, kind thoughts. To the lips, kind words. To the heart, kind feelings. Namaste.